Hello everyone. This right here is my review of the latest in the DC film franchise, Black Adam, of course. First up here, a little bit of a synopsis for you. So about 5,000 years ago, Dwayne Johnson's Black Adam was given his powers from the ancient gods, but soon after that, he's imprisoned. However, now he's been released, and so the Justice Society is sent in to negotiate a peaceful surrender in an effort to stop Black Adam from hurting innocent people. Probably goes without saying here, but Black Adam's not really open to a peaceful surrender. Overall, I enjoyed this movie quite a bit, but it does have chunks that are just downright fantastic, where you can really feel everything aligning in this uniquely pitch-perfect way that solidifies that Black Adam's introduction into the DC film franchise is really something special. But then you'll get these other moments where you can feel them trying to do that, but not really being able to pull it off. And, sometimes it happens because of poor line delivery, a joke falls flat, something that doesn't really work thematically. But I will say, even when something doesn't work as well as maybe it could have, this film does maintain that necessary entertainment value level to ensure that the movie is always enjoyable from top to bottom, even when it's not as refined as I would have liked it to have been. Getting into some of the specifics now here, I thought that Black Adam was soaring the most when it was Black Adam with the Justice Society. Black Adam has been asleep for 5,000 years, and it's just a really rich and very effective fish out of water dynamic they have going on there. Some of the movie's biggest laughs and also most charming beats come from that particular material. But they do so never at the expense of Black Adam's intensity and power, and I think that's a real testament to how good Johnson is in this role, that he can do it all in that respect and strike the necessary balance there. I also just absolutely loved the JSA characters, just in general, and their chemistry together. But I do have to say, Pierce Brosnan's Dr. Fate was probably the favorite for me, and the favorite for a number of reasons. Just the way he's incorporated into the narrative and the impact that he has on its trajectory. I loved that. His dynamic with Aldis Hodge's Hawkman really adds a nice layer of history for the group and also authority to it as well. He's got an especially good handle on being able to incorporate humor while also keeping the stakes high, and I also just really dug his power set as well, and that's another major highlight that the JSA in particular bring to Black Adam. Visually, these are very, very screen-friendly characters and powers, just really vibrant and exciting to look at, and when you put them all on screen together and have them fighting together side by side in a battle, it's kind of like this joyful, thrilling sensory overload, something that really keeps you on your toes, is constantly exciting, and often has unexpected wow-worthy moments. And, of course, I have to credit the VFX team for that, and also director collet-serra and cinematographer Lauren Scher for knowing how best to bring these particular abilities to screen, because at least from my perspective, it just feels like those are powers that either look real good or they don't, and clearly I like what they did with them. And they also find great success with geography in these battles, because pretty much every single one in this movie has a lot going on and some really challenging aspect to it, whether there's a lot of characters in play, it's a complicated set, there's a significant amount of movement. These are just things that I would think would make it really easy to slip into the problem of a viewer getting lost in the action, but I will say the sense of geography is very solid throughout the film, and I was very impressed by that. And I also really enjoyed the use of slow-mo shots in the fight scenes, and admittedly at the beginning of the film, I caught myself wondering, will this tactic be too much? Is it gonna be overused? And yeah, it is used a lot in Black Adam, but I really do think it works, mainly because the frames themselves are just absolutely stunning, but Also because I thought it really did bring me closer to Black Adam and also the JSA's abilities, and I liked that. When it comes to the non-JSA portions of the film, the material heavily focused on the Kahndaq residents that Black Adam meets. That stuff just didn't play as well for me. And yeah, it is partially because it's hard to compete with the exhilaration of seeing these superheroes with such big personalities, but also because chemistry-wise, performance-wise, and thematically, that material was noticeably weaker for me. Those were the scenes where I think I heard the most lines that, just didn't sound natural. There's one particular dialogue-heavy moment. It's got nothing to do with performance, but it focuses on Sarah Shahi's character, and it was kind of bizarrely cut to me. She's explaining something to a group of characters, and at least from my perspective, the edit was just so haphazardly cutting from her to the other characters and back again, and it really did take away from this important information that she was conveying. So that's one unfortunate beat there. And then when it comes to the core theme or idea of the movie, that wasn't necessarily as strong as I think it needed to be. And, this isn't specific to the non-JSA material in the film, really an issue throughout it, but it's the idea that is posed in the film's trailers, the idea that heroes don't kill, and then Black Adam saying, well, I do. There's a lot you can do when it comes to that issue, whether it's choosing one side or the other, or playing in the middle ground, exploring the gray area, but no matter which route a story chooses to take, there still needs to be some clarity for that ultimate point to actually mean something, and this movie doesn't quite get there with that. And clearly I'm dancing around the specifics because this is a non-spoiler review right here, but that is a very big part of the movie's emotional through line and core, and ultimately in the end, the conclusion on that matter just wasn't concrete enough, and that made the ending of Black Adam a little less satisfying for me. But again, there is still a whole lot to love about this film. A big one for me being Dwayne Johnson in this role. Even without the emotional growth working maybe as well as I would have liked, you can still always feel how intensely dedicated Johnson is to this character, and I think that is a big, big reason why some of the film's weaker moments still play well enough. He really is just A+ casting in this role. His dedication to it paid off quite well. I am giving Black Adam 3.5 Deweys out of 5 on the Dewey Decimovie scale. I had a good time watching all of this play out, and I walked away from the film thinking, I want more of these characters, and that right there is just of the utmost importance with a film series like this. So that is where I'm leaving you on Black Adam. I don't have to say if. When you see this movie, hit that comment section below and share your own thoughts on the film right there. Before I let you go, a special Patreon shout out is owed to the one and only Billy. Billy, you're the best of the best. I always enjoy our chats so much and your enthusiasm. You rock, my friend. Keep being you. You are a special one. To everybody out there, big thank you for watching this review, and stay tuned. I'm gonna have more for you real soon.